Hey guys, Got Level here, and today you are going to be answering the question, what is the one thing holding you back from being the best creator you can be? Okay, I know I say that a lot, but I am trying something new with the videos on this channel, and something that I'm doing right now is basically trying to get a bit more interactive content. I want to have your opinions and basically your advice sometimes on a couple of subjects, and this one is, I feel like the good one to start with basically. So what I did is I went on Twitter and then I asked the question, what is that one thing holding you back from being the best creator you can be? And you guys answered. So we're gonna go through the answers and I'm gonna give you my opinions, and we're gonna talk about all of it. So the reason why I wanted to ask that question is because I wanted to see how many people are being real with themselves, how many people are kind of making excuses, and how many people really have factors that are out of their control. So I feel like it was a very, very insightful thing to do and basically ask that question. And we got some pretty interesting responses. Now, before you start, I want you to know that at the end of the video, I am going to be asking another question, basically with another tweet. And all you have to do is go on Twitter and respond in order to be in the next video. Okay, was that clear? I don't know if that was clear. But anyways, so here is the original tweet. It's me asking, hey, what is the one thing holding you back? You guys know, I said it 2 times already. Okay, now in order to get the conversation going, I obviously answered the question myself. And my answer was, for me, it's the inability to focus on doing one single thing. And that's absolutely true. I love gaming. I love marketing. I love graphic design. I also love music. And I also love just chilling and having good conversations. It's hard to focus on one thing in one particular niche and really develop that, because I'm always busy basically being sidetracked and working on those other things that I enjoy and that I love, that I'm also passionate about. So to that tweet, Gaming Veggie responded, exactly as you stated above, haha. I have way too many interests and it dilutes a brand. Absolutely. Also, time and money and needing money. So I answered, yeah, multiple passions is a big issue. I used to think that needing money was holding me back, but then realized that it was just the fear. I was working a retail job 45 hours a week just because I thought I wasn't good enough to do better. Boy, I was wrong. And indeed, when I was working a retail job, I thought that I could not be a content creator because I need the money. So I was working for minimum wage, and I was working crazy hours, and I was being treated like garbage, and I hated it, and I hated myself. But I always thought, I can't quit and then do content because I'm not good enough as a content creator to make the money that I'm making there. I was wrong. I don't want anyone to compare my journey with theirs. But one thing that I know is that as soon as I overcame that fear of making content and trying to focus on content that will provide me with money, with my basic needs, then I realized, oh my God, I should have started doing that a while ago. Why did I think that working minimum wage is the way to go and that I was good? But I don't know. I was convincing myself that it was the good thing to do. Anyways, this is my issue though. As I get better, maybe I can transition to content creation full-time one day. Definitely. The particular thing is, if you have a very niche interest and there's basically no easy money to be made in that interest, then I get it. Okay, you can't just quit your job and start doing that. But if creating content, multimedia content in general, is something you are passionate about and you want to get boosted, there's a certain type of content that you can make that will definitely get you started with making money online, and then you can transition to making the exact type of content that you want. So Stone Madness says, myself and all the fears in my own head. And yeah, that's I feel like that's the most, I feel like that applies to most live streamers. Basically, what's holding them back from being the best content creator is just fear when you think about it. So I answered, realist answer, I believe it applies to everyone, but not many will admit it. And yes, and I'll double down on this. I feel like most people won't admit this fear that they have, because I've talked to content creators that would complain basically about not growing or not doing this and not doing that. And then I started suggesting all the different ways that they could make it work for them. And then you quickly realize that there's this self-doubt and there's this inherent fear in them that is actually making their brain make excuses for them to not do those things. But not doing those things is basically doing half measures to be a content creator. If you tell them, hey, make an account on this platform and start posting this, or as simple as, hey, take a couple of pictures of yourself. And then you realize that that person doesn't want to take any picture. And then you start wondering, do you really want to be a content creator? Like, if you can live stream, broadcast yourself to the world live on Twitch, but you also can't take a selfie for Instagram, like, what is going on? And then you realize it's that fear, it's that self-doubt, and it's really holding a lot of creators back. It's holding a lot of YouTubers and Twitch streamers and all of that. So Stone Madness answered, I believe in order for me to move forward, I need to accept how things are now. So I answered that. To be fair, it's the only way to then stand up and do something about it. I used to genuinely think that the world was unjust to me in particular, made it feel like it was out of my control. In my head, I was just that unlucky, miserable guy. It's a bad loop to be stuck in. I think that's self-explanatory. And he goes, man, I'll get myself out of that loop. And eventually every day is a new opportunity, right? And I said, hey, freaking men. Definitely, it's a weird loop to really feel like, hey, I did this and this did not work. I guess that's how it is for me, because I'm so unlucky and everything I do doesn't work, and maybe I'm not that great. Maybe I'm not that interesting. I understand why people don't watch me. It's such a weird loop to be stuck in, just because, like, at the end of the day, you realize, oh, that thing didn't work because the way that you spoke in that video or in that live stream, your lights, or maybe that mic wasn't, or you just streamed at a bad hour, a bad time for that particular game. And all the viewers that watch that game, they're used to watching it at a different time. You posted that video on a weird YouTube bug day, and then the algorithm decided to completely ignore you. You put one word in the title that the algorithm didn't like. So there's so many things that are really beyond your control, that you should not focus on how things do. You should learn from everything and start over again and try something else. That didn't work, try something else. That's it. Not that didn't work, let me self-doubt even more. That's proof that I'm not good enough. And it's weird because you're stuck in that weird content creator limbo. Sid says, lights, I need cooler lighting. And then we had a whole conversation about lighting. I have a video on it. I don't know if it's gonna be up there, but check it out. Type gal level lighting and then you'll find it. It's a lighting for life. Oh, it's right there. Okay, let's scroll down. So one of my best friends, Viking Trash, says lack of energy. And then I said, gotta get that battery sponsorship because that's like an energy drink that she drinks a lot. So Xiura, I butchered your name. I'm so sorry. My ability to talk even when no one is in my chat. I mean, I do talk when someone is in my chat, but sometimes I go quiet. And then I go, ooh, that's probably the hardest part for some. It takes a ton of practice to get comfortable. To this day, I still practice in a mirror or just looking at my camera, which, like, I actually do that for real. Hell, I'm even saying this tweet out loud. Practice vocalizing your thoughts. Go with the flow. Thanks, man. I'll try to practice that. I also love your YouTube videos. Thank you. Will do. Good, because it gives me more content to watch. Also, it helps me with the tips you give out. Awesome. Strike, which is an awesome streamer you should definitely check out on Twitch. I think it's twitch.tv/strike, I believe. He says finding that niche, as in finding a specific niche is what he is struggling with. So I say, Strike, my man, you are the niche though. Strike is great. Strike is one of the, like, I think 3 years ago, I discovered his channel, and he like, my mind was blown because it was the first streamer that I saw that was as energetic, and he had a soundboard and he was making jokes and the thing was interactive, all while playing PUBG. And it was great. It was awesome. And I believe he's a partnered streamer, so definitely check him out. Okay, he didn't get what I meant when I said you are the niche. So he says, what? How do you mean? So I say, first time I saw your stream, I was blown away. It was good old PUBG, basically what I just said. Say, thank you so much. That really means a lot. The problem is though, that back then, this was an outstanding concept. Now everyone does all those things. I hope the few ideas I have will still innovate. Yeah. The thing is, you should, like, as a content creator, your job is basically to create. So you always have to go for that mind blown, right? You always have to do stuff that, you know, like, you feel like people will watch it and be like, wow, because it's like being an artist. That's literally the whole goal of the thing. So you if something worked before and doesn't work now, you need to move on and find other ways to do stuff. But that being said, in his case, his personality was a huge part of it. So coming up with little bits and bobs and gadgets is completely fine, but you still need to stay true to your personality, which can also develop. So if people come and watch you for you, that means you're doing something good, you know. But if people stop showing up just because, I don't know, that day your stream deck wasn't plugged in or whatever, then there's an issue there. Your stream is like, it's good to have all those little things, but at the end of the day, you are the content, you are the niche. So Fleur, aka Bud said, my goddamn voice. Okay, first of all, watch your profanity. What, is it that bad? You can always use voice changer, TTS, soundboards, etc. People who stream without a mic is something that exists. People who are successful streaming without a mic is something else that exists. So this is one of the answers where I was like, hey, here's some solutions, right? Like, that's not what's holding you back. Because if you want to be a content creator and you don't have the voice for it, your voice is not what's stopping you. There's so much more that you can show. I once did a live stream where I switched from my starting soon screen to my main screen. Basically, it was a just chatting stream, and I realized that my mic was muted. And then instead of just unmuting the mic and being like, oh, sorry, I was like, hey, what if I streamed the whole first hour of the stream without talking, without using my mic at all? And I did it, and it went super well. There was no issues, but I had TTS on. I was playing music. I had my live show on, and basically I still tried to be entertaining, and it worked totally well. We actually peaked, like my peak viewership for that stream was during that time where I wasn't talking, which is kind of weird. Weird side, I have no problem making songs and singing and posting it, but when it comes to talking, that's a spicy challenge. So I say, would love to watch a stream where background music is playing and the streamer sings what she reads in chat and her answers. Same with YouTube. Now I say she and her because I know her, but basically, you know, if you don't have an issue with your singing voice, just sing everything. That's an original concept. Who else is doing that, right? I wouldn't mind watching a whole video and instead of talking, the person is just singing. That can be your thing. That can be what sets you apart from the rest. So yeah, not liking your voice is not an excuse good enough for you to not be the best content creator you possibly can. So Serena from It's Serena's Board, twitch.tv/It's Serena's Board. I usually she's one of my best friends too. And sometimes I play Apex with her on her channel. So definitely go follow that. As soon as I start calling it work, my brain doesn't want to do it anymore. And I can absolutely relate to that. So Rue answered, that's why you gotta call something else work, so you procrastinate your way into doing the real work. And I disagreed with that, and I said, nah, if you call something else work, you'll procrastinate your way into being a small creator until you're 60 years old. Which Rue replied that. Basically, what I was saying is that I understand that calling it work makes it feel like something less fun and less like a hobby, and you feel like you have less freedom. But if you call something else work and then you just call this a hobby just so you can procrastinate, you will never feel the urgency to do anything that requires a minimum of effort for it, right? If you have something else that's called, the urgency is so important when it comes to being a content creator, that you need to give yourself that sense of urgency in order to do what it takes, in order to go full time, in order to be able to do it and also make money off of it. Being a full-time content creator is not always positive. Not every single aspect of being a content creator is going to be great. Even if you love that whole thing, right? There are some steps that you need to take that you will absolutely hate, but you have to take them. And then at the end of the day, you will feel like, if it's your thing, you will feel like it was better than when you were working another job. If you already have like a job, you don't have to call like your content like work, but definitely don't really put it aside like that and be like, okay, this is what I make money with, talking about your job, your 9-to-5 job, and then this is just what I do on weekends. That's fine if that's your goal, but I don't think you're watching this video if that's your thing, because on my channel, we mostly talk about people that are a bit more serious about streaming, that are trying to improve and ultimately go full time. not just streaming, just YouTube and all of that. Okay, Tiffany Witcher says my illness. And then I respond, hey, close Twitter on that second monitor. I'm trying to watch her stream. I was actually lurking in her stream when she responded that. She is definitely ill. And this is one of the answers where, yeah, that's really a situation that is actually out of your control. You know, people say stuff like money and time. This is technically within your control, depending on the very, very specifics. But in her case, her illness is not something that she can, like, you know, wish off. So it's a real thing. Definitely check out Tiffany Witcher on Twitch too. I'll probably put a link. She's pretty cool. I watch her stream. I follow her. So Johnny says, I think it's me holding myself back from doing something. Like I have to play a game because it's popular on Mixer. Any suggestions for this? I'm not going to read all the answers, but in that case, I have to play a game because it's popular on Mixer. Any suggestions for this? That is so weird. That is a weird question. Like I had a hard time answering that because to me, it's almost obvious, right? If you feel like you have to do something in order to grow, do it. You know, what does it cost? I mean, if the game costs a bunch of money, then that's an investment, but that's all it is. You know, it's just like if you're doing a business, you're going to invest and sometimes you don't get a return on your investment. It's just happened. But if you're sitting down wondering, should I do that? Any suggestions? Like, just do it. Do it. If you think something might work, try it out. And that's the whole thing with being a content creator. It's easy. Someone told me that once. Someone told me it's easy to fail. This is why it's something that is so important and so fascinating. Is that it's so easy to fail that it's easier for you to get back up and try something else until you find something that actually works. You know, if you were to do, I don't know, open a restaurant, if you fail, people fail opening restaurants and it ruined their lives forever. And they're in even like their children's lives. Right. But opening like a YouTube channel and or a Twitch channel and trying it out for a couple of weeks, there's less risks, right? Trying out a certain type of stream for a couple of months, there's less risk. Okay, you failed that's fine. Move on to something else. So it's easy for you to fail and come back up. But like, that's the experience. Like no amount of me, even if I were to coach you 1v1, none of those words are going to prepare you to the actual experience. So stop holding yourself back from experiencing those stuff, because that's where you're going to actually learn. Rue says, my crippling self-doubt and constant questioning of every decision I make. And I answered, I hope this helps. Stop questioning yourself. The more mistakes you make, the more you learn. Being scared of making mistakes is being scared of becoming someone who mostly makes good decisions. Basically, if you want to become that person who only makes good decisions, you have to be that person that made a lot of bad decisions, because that's how you know which decisions are good or bad. If you never make decisions because you're so scared of making a bad one, guess what? You still don't know which ones are good. You're just not going to make decisions. And that goes back, because I was answering to him earlier, that goes back to the procrastination. You know, you'll procrastinate your whole life and then realize, oh wow, I was so scared of making decisions that I didn't make any decisions, and now I'm stuck here. I went with the easy route. Zombie Girly, who is an Overwatch streamer, is a pretty great streamer too that I follow. Not enough time in the day, humans needing 8 hours of sleep to function. I wish I had like 8 hours. Like my best friend got me a Fitbit, and I don't think I've ever gone past that 8 hours. Like in the past 3 months, I've only slept 8 hours once. Hey, it's my boy Stouts Timon, another very active member of my community. I respectfully disagree with all of you. What's holding you back is not listening to you. Let your light shine brighter so the rest of the weirdos can find you. I love this. Money. So we're really getting the time and monies back to back now. Money. Need the funds to upgrade my quality. Hey, it's the Slimbird. Slimbird, I also follow him. Also an amazing streamer. I wish he had elaborated, because I'm really interested when people say stuff like, I need money. It's like, what do you need money for? Because technically, if you have a smartphone, you can be a very successful content creator. You know, some YouTubers with millions of subscribers will record with their phones and edit with their phones and upload and you know, and keep that consistency and everything. Some live streamers only like live stream from their phones. They do just chatting, they do outdoors and IRL and stuff like that. So that's the big question. being very picky and having like one very specific passion, like, oh, I want to be a famous PUBG streamer. That is hard. That is really hard. You like, if that is what you have in mind, then that's completely fine. But you have to understand how you're really backing yourself in a corner there. Let's say that I wanted to be a famous Battlefield 3 streamer on Twitch, which is what I actually wanted. So I've been there. Okay. So I bought an Elgato and everything. I don't know why I had, oh yeah, for my Xbox 360, this is what I was playing on. And then I realized, oh my God, in order to have a great quality or even a decent quality on Twitch, playing FPS games, you needed more than 0.7 megabits upload speed. And then my dreams were crushed. I could have been like, hey, I can't upgrade my internet. My internet is bad, so I can't stream. No, I just adapted. I started playing other games, played like older games. Retro games don't need crazy bitrate and they don't need to be at 1080p 60 FPS. So that looked better. And then with like 2 years or 3 years, I upgraded my camera. I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to do just chatting. I don't need a lot of bitrate. There's not too much things moving. Anyways, I'm rambling a little bit. Basically, if streaming on Twitch is what you want, quality is not an issue. Quality shouldn't be an issue. Now, I understand some people have 0.1 megabits upload speed. And in that case, streaming altogether is kind of hard. But if you really want to be a creator, just record yourself and then upload to YouTube. I still have 0.7 megabits upload speed, right? This is why my YouTube videos quality are way better than my Twitch streams. But let's say if I wasn't able to stream on Twitch, I could still upload my videos. Technically my career would not change at all. So Sweet Killer says, being able to be animated and talk through the broadcast, both are able to overcome, and so I shall. Absolutely. Those are the things that you need to practice. It doesn't come to everyone naturally. So you have to practice. I have to practice. I practice it pretty much every day, even though I'm originally naturally someone that talks a lot. Not having the time to sit down and create content. The idea that if I don't stream for a while, that it's okay because no one would be there anyways. Yeah, this idea of why do I need to talk if no one is there? Why would I stream if no one's gonna be there? Why would I do this? Why would I do that? You know, it's part of this bad mental loop that people get stuck in. But you want to be a creator. You are live streaming, you know? So it's such a weird mentality to be in. And I feel like that's the kind of thing that gets you stuck in limbo, creator limbo, where basically you don't think high enough of yourself to produce better content because you're thinking, yeah, it doesn't matter. But why do you decide to broadcast yourself to the world then? It's so weird. It's so weird. I feel like low-key you're thinking, maybe I'll hit a stroke of luck and I don't know, a big streamer will host me, and then from now and then everything's gonna go fine without putting any effort. I really feel like that's your brain trying to justify the low amount of effort for you to put. I don't think you're lazy or anything. I just think that your self-esteem is basically affecting your ability to be productive. And you need to recognize that, and you need to fight against it. Fight against your brain. All right, that's pretty much all of it. Okay, I'm probably gonna edit out a couple of them because I rambled a lot and some of them weren't that interesting. But if you guys like that type of content where basically the community responds to a certain question and we can make a video out of it, please let me know in the comment section below so I can make more of it. And if you want to participate in any way, just follow me on Twitter. It's at @level_photo. Actually, I'm gonna make a tweet right now and I want you to respond to it, and maybe you'll be in the next video. Let's go back to Twitter and make a tweet. Okay, so here it is. What makes a stream lurkable? And tweet. So go to my Twitter. I'll probably post a link to that specific tweet and give me your best answers. And maybe you'll be in the next video where we will talk about what makes a stream lurkable, right? Because I tell people, hey, try to make your stream lurkable. If you have a lurkable stream, you should be good. You will get viewers if your stream is very lurkable. So give me your opinions. And that's pretty much it. Follow me on social media. Obviously, check out that Twitter link. Also, I posted a brand new animated overlay pack called Runner, so check that one out. And there's a bunch of other overlay packs that are free or cheap on gumroad.com/getlevel. I can't wait to read what you guys think about this show format, I gotta say. And that's it. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching my video. Go out there, make me proud. Get level out.